Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating fighter jets in the world, the Saab JAS 39 Gripen. Now, if you think of fighter jets, names like the F-16, F-35, or Sukhoi Su-35 might come to mind. But the Gripen? This is the underdog, sleek, smart, and surprisingly cost-effective. It's not just another fighter jet, it's a strategic solution for countries that want cutting-edge capabilities without burning billions. So, why is the Gripen so special? What makes it different from America's F-35 or Russia's Su-57? And why do aviation experts call it the smart fighter? Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll see why the JAS 39 Gripen is one of the most underrated but powerful fighters in the skies today. To understand the Gripen, we need to go back in history. During the Cold War, Sweden wasn't part of NATO, nor was it in the Warsaw Pact. It was a neutral country sandwiched between two superpowers. That meant Sweden had to defend itself alone. The Swedish Air Force already had success with earlier jets like the Draken and Viggen. These were innovative designs with delta wings and advanced avionics for their time. But by the late 1970s, it was clear, the world needed a new generation of multirole fighters. Enter Saab's vision, the JAS 39 Gripen. JAS stands for Jacked, Fighter, Attack, and Spaining, Reconnaissance. In other words, it was built to do everything air-to-air, air-to-ground, and reconnaissance in one jet. But Sweden had a problem, it didn't have the budget of the US or Russia. So the Gripen had to be cheaper, lighter, easier to maintain, and more versatile. This philosophy gave birth to a fighter jet that would later shock the world. At first glance, the Gripen doesn't look intimidating. It's smaller than most fighter jets, about 14 meters long compared to the F-35's 15.7 meters. But don't let the size fool you. The Gripen was designed with three main goals. 1. Affordability, a jet that costs less to buy and maintain. 2. Flexibility, capable of multiple roles, from dogfighting to bombing. 3. Survivability, able to operate even if main airbases were destroyed. That's why Gripen is STOL capable, short takeoff and landing. It can literally take off from a highway, a straight stretch of road, or a small airstrip. The turnaround time? Just 10 minutes, with a small crew of ground staff. Imagine this, while other air forces need massive airbases, Sweden designed the Gripen to fight a war even if its infrastructure was wiped out. That's genius. The Gripen also uses a delta wing and canard design. This not only looks futuristic but also gives the jet incredible agility. With digital fly-by-wire controls, it's highly unstable by nature, but that instability is what makes it so maneuverable in combat. Now let's talk performance. The Gripen is powered by the Volvo RM12 engine, which is basically a modified version of the General Electric F404. This gives the jet a maximum speed of Mach 2 that's over 2,400 km per hour. Its combat range is around 800 km, and with external fuel tanks, it stretches even further. The service ceiling? 50,000 feet. But speed isn't everything. The real magic lies in how efficient it is. Unlike the F-35, which costs $36,000 per flight hour, the Gripen costs only around $5,000 to $6,000 per flight hour. That's a fraction of the cost. This is why smaller countries love it. You get a 4.5 generation fighter jet that performs like a beast without draining your defense budget. Here's where the Gripen shines the brains. The Gripen is often called the iPhone of fighter jets because of its modular and upgradable software. While many jets require years of redesign for upgrades, the Gripen's system is plug-and-play. Need a new radar? Just slot it in. Want to update weapons? No problem. It uses the PS-05 pulse Doppler radar, capable of tracking multiple targets at once. In the newer Gripen E variant, this gets upgraded to the Raven ES-05 AESA radar, which offers 200-degree coverage, something most AESA radars don't have. The cockpit is built for pilot comfort and efficiency. Large multifunction displays, voice control, and even a wide-area touchscreen in the Gripen E. The pilot's helmet is also advanced. Just look at a target, and the system locks onto it. In short, it's not just about flying fast. It's about being smarter than your enemy. Now, what can the Gripen carry? This small jet is armed to the teeth. For air-to-air combat, AIM-120 AMRAAMs, Iris-T, Meteor missiles. For air-to-ground, laser-guided bombs, Brimstone missiles, AGM-65 Maverick. For anti-ship, RBS-15 cruise missiles. But the real highlight is the Meteor missile. This is a beyond visual range air-to-air missile with ramjet propulsion, giving it insane range and speed. Many experts argue it's the best BVR missile in the world right now. Imagine this. In a dogfight, Gripen may be small, but with Meteor missiles, it can hit targets over 100 kilometers away before the enemy even knows what's coming. The Gripen has evolved over the years. Gripen AB, the original models, introduced in the 1990s. Gripen C/D, improved versions with NATO compatibility, used widely today. Gripen E/F, the latest variant, bigger, more powerful engine, longer range, AESA radar, IRST system, and advanced electronic warfare. The Gripen E is often compared to 5th-gen jets because of its advanced avionics and sensors. And yet it's still cheaper to operate. The Gripen isn't just in Sweden. Several countries have adopted it, including Hungary, Czech Republic, South Africa, Brazil, which also manufactures some under license, Thailand. Brazil's deal was especially big. They co-developed the Gripen E/F, giving them access to cutting-edge fighter technology. Now let's address the big question: how does the Gripen stack up against rivals? Versus F-16, the F-16 is legendary, but older. Gripen is newer, cheaper to run, and has more advanced avionics in modern variants. Versus F-35, the F-35 has stealth, but it's expensive and maintenance-heavy. Gripen E offers 80% of the capability at a fraction of the cost. Versus Su-35, the Su-35 is bigger, faster, with more weapons. But Gripen has smarter systems, better electronic warfare, and can fight asymmetrically using highways and dispersed bases. Gripen isn't about brute force. It's about brains over brawn. Let's recap what makes the Gripen unique. 1. Cost-effective, the cheapest modern fighter to fly. 2. High survivability, can operate from roads and small airstrips. 3. Advanced avionics, easy upgrades, modular systems. 4. Multirole flexibility, air-to-air, air-to-ground, reconnaissance, all in one. 5. Global appeal, perfect for smaller countries with limited budgets. It's not a luxury jet. It's a practical warplane built for real-world conditions. The Gripen program is far from over. Saab continues to upgrade the platform. The Gripen E/F is already entering service with new systems that rival even stealth fighters in electronic warfare. Some analysts even say that in a future war, Gripen's networked warfare and Meteor missiles could make it deadlier than larger, more expensive jets. As the defense industry shifts towards affordable, versatile solutions, the Gripen may actually be the fighter of the future. So, what's the final verdict on the Saab JAS 39 Gripen? It's not the flashiest jet. It doesn't have Hollywood fame like the F-35. It doesn't dominate airshows with raw size like the Su-35. But in real combat scenarios, where cost, efficiency, and flexibility matter, the Gripen shines. It's proof that you don't need the biggest budget to build a world-class fighter jet, you just need smart engineering. And that's why the Gripen is one of the most underrated fighters in modern aviation. So, what do you think? Would you pick the Gripen over the F-35 if you were building an air force? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into military aviation, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Until next time, fly smart and stay safe.